Next speaker will be again Mr. Ravindra Jagashia on behalf of our stall group, and he'll be presenting on implement OPAS in the hazardous areas. Please welcome him on the stage.
Yeah, it's been a great experience being part of OPAF. One element for us to join OPAF was that, hey, you are targeting process industry, but the process industries always have hazardous areas. How would you be able to deploy OPAS into the hazardous areas? So this was our motivation. We don't want to get into control rooms, but if you want us, we'll be there. So what is our role in the ecosystem? What is our offering there? And then our installs that we have done, our experiences which we can share with you. You saw this ecosystem earlier. Basically, it is our hardware IS1 Plus as a hardware vendor, and as a software protocols or software apps, we are able to embed Codisys, Universal Automation, and OPC UA on our hardware, which is purely based on Linux. This allows the freedom or the question of decoupling hardware with software. There are many topologies which you'll be able to implement, and we can see how it works down the way. So just a bit of the hardware, it's certified for hazardous areas, ETICS, ICX, NEC, rated for marine applications, offshore FLNG carriers, FPSOs, and then also rated for G3 corrosion environments. The one other aspect would be that it is also having those local certifications in every country. So typically here in India is PESO, China, Korea, Russian, and other areas. What is our offering? It's our IS1 Plus with an OPA server. This is the ideal setup where you are decoupling controller with IO and you are communicating over OCF. So we have the DCN IO built in with OPA server. You can see the model number. So take out your purchase order requisitions and place the order. We are ready. So you could connect it to Codisys with the DCN, or you could connect it with the universal automation in the DCN compute. Any of those architectures will work, and it is a tested solution which we have working together with many of the integrators. A lot of times I do get asked by end users who have worked all over the time with proprietary systems. So they have one vendor and then A to Z, everything is from that vendor. So they have never worked with an open system. So this is where we offer a solution based on OPC UA. You could have the Compute Plus IO with Codisys embedded with it. It generates OPC UA. Codisys has still not released the Codisys version with OCF built into it. So at this moment, it is OPC UA, and then you can connect it over to the DCN compute or ACP and visualize, or you can even use the UA expert and then see all the OPC UA values. And that's a very good first experience there. Or you could also do it with universal automation. Again, we can offer a UAO embedded in the hardware, and you can take it up into the control room, into the UA expert, and be able to test out the functions very easily. One good part of all this is that you can actually put this in the field in a zone 1, zone 2 environment. There's absolutely no limitations from the capability of hardware being sitting in these environments at all. So these are a couple of the options to, if I can call it as a starter kit on the technology, but beyond that, it is just OPC UA. You definitely need to move it to OPAF or OCF based. Our installs, something to be proud of. We have this installation with testbed with Reliance now, led by Yokogawa as an integrator. This was the test, not the test anymore. It's a Lighthouse, the field deployment project, which we did for ExxonMobil. 90% of the IOs were with STARS IS1 Plus, which is a good pat on the back for my colleagues back in the headquarters who designed the product. Definitely being rugged, being hazardous rated, it had some of the advantages. Commission, as Vic told you, is working. The system engineer is having his holidays in Florida, and the plant keeps running, so that was good. This is a small project which we did with COPA. This is a coalition of open process automation vendors. So OPAF as such is a standards development body. It cannot go out and do projects. It is either the integrators or a coalition here. So they did a small project with Texas A&M. Where there was a government grant for building small modular reactors, and they used the hardware to do it for the water cooling plant. And then we also participated with the NAMURS and OPAF collaboration, the MTP task force. So there was a phase one, which was done with Phoenix. It was done or demonstrated in November 2023. And then in November 2024, it was with STARS Solution, where NAMUR wanted to test out some features, and they wanted us to demonstrate that together with OPAF. So that is the other installation as a reference point that we have been successfully able to do it. That's all.